Breaking a world record is the highest possible achievement in athletics. Not only does a world record solidify an athlete's dominance over their current-day competitors, but it establishes their greatness against any other athlete in history. Indeed, a world record is a breathtaking moment for both the athletes and the audience. Whether it be Kenenisa Bekele in 2004, Michael Phelps in 2009, or Eliud Kipchoge in 2018, setting a new all-time best is always unforgettable. But what world records stand above the rest? And is there a world record that is truly the elite of the elite? Detailed here is a list of the current men's and women's world records in athletics. For this list, we used events ranging from the 100 meters all the way up to the marathon. As you can see, some records go all the way back to the mid-1980s, while others are from very recent performances. To get a better idea of which records are truly the best, a basic mathematical model was used to analyze the percent difference between the world records and all other performances. So now, after many hours of crunching the numbers, let's take a look at the top 10 greatest track and field world record performances of all time. Number 10. Daniel Komen, the men's 3,000 meters. This world record has now stood for almost 23 years, which makes it one of the oldest and still greatest performances in men's athletics. This time is almost a full 3 seconds ahead of the next fastest time ran by the great Hicham El Guerrouj back in 1999. In this race, Komen averaged 58.67 seconds per lap, leading to his incredible 7 minutes 20.67 second performance. To put this into perspective, this performance is about the equivalent of running 2 consecutive 355 miles without stopping. Number 9. The women's mile, Svetlana Masterkova. Just like Daniel Komen's record, this record goes all the way back to 1996. In this race, Masterkova appeared stronger than ever, with a huge gap over the rest of the field and an incredibly powerful stride to match. Masterkova powered through the first 1,200 meters and closed her final 400 meters in a fantastic 59 seconds. This record is almost 2 seconds faster than the next closest time, ran by Genzebe Dibaba back in 2016. Number 8. Almaz Ayana, the women's 10,000 meters. Coming into the Rio Olympics in 2016, Ayana had run only 1 second off the 5,000 meter world record of Tirunesh Dibaba. As the 10,000 meter Olympic final progressed, Ayana's dominance was obvious. No runner was even close. This performance completely obliterated the previous world record held by Wang Junxia of China back in 1993. In this race, Ayana averaged 4 minutes and 42 seconds per mile, and she also closed her final lap in 68 seconds. This race was truly amazing, as Ayana lowered the 10,000 meter world record by an impressive 14 seconds. Number 7. Marita Koch, the women's 400 meters. This world record performance is truly incredible. By the 100 meter mark, Koch had already made up the stagger on 3 of her outside opponents. After passing through the 200 meter mark in just over 22 seconds, Koch continued to push through and finished comfortably in the lead with a new world record time. Dating all the way back to 1985, this world record is the oldest world record on this list, and it sits ahead of the next best performance by almost 0.4 seconds. Number 6. Eliud Kipchoge, the men's marathon. What more can be said about Kipchoge that hasn't already been said a million times? This performance completely shattered the previous world record held by Dennis Kimetto by 1 minute and 18 seconds. Coming into this race, Kipchoge had a clear mental edge as he had recently come off his astounding Breaking 2 attempt where he ran 2 hours and 26 seconds for the marathon. Kipchoge had also been undefeated over the marathon for over 4 years, so his confidence was obviously high. This fantastic performance equaled 4 minutes and 38 seconds per mile, and it also established a new king of the marathon distance. Only 2 other athletes in history have broken 2 hours and 3 minutes, but Eliud Kipchoge still remains as the only athlete to ever break 2 hours and 2 minutes. Number 5. Usain Bolt, the men's 100 meters. Usain Bolt is unquestionably the greatest sprinter in history. With 8 Olympic gold medals and 11 World Championship golds, Bolt is an unforgettable legend in the sprinting world. At the 2009 World Championships, Bolt was absolutely invincible. During these World Championships, Bolt broke both the 100 and the 200 meter world records with performances of 9.58 seconds and 19.19 seconds respectively. This world record has now stood for almost 10 years, and Bolt still remains the only athlete to ever break 9.6 seconds in the 100-meter dash. Number 4. Paula Radcliffe, the women's marathon. Paula Radcliffe's world record marathon performance was a true display of dominance. During the early stages of the race, Radcliffe separated herself from the rest of the field, and she never looked back. With a finishing time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 25 seconds, Radcliffe chopped off almost 2 minutes from the previous best mark. Now, it is worth mentioning that Radcliffe ran this time in a mixed race, which is to say that men were also racing in the same race as the women. Now, the women's only world record is held by Mary Keitany from 2017. However, Paula Radcliffe's performance is largely considered the official women's world record in the marathon. Number 3. Wang Junxia, the women's 3,000 meters. Unfortunately, footage of this race is extremely difficult to locate. However, simply observing that this record is a full 6 seconds faster than any other performance in history is incredible. This performance dates all the way back to 1993, so it has stood for a world record for almost 30 years. Number 2. Florence Griffith Joyner, the women's 200 meters. FloJo's world records on the track are absolutely legendary. For a short time, FloJo was virtually untouchable, and in the 1988 World Championships, FloJo proved her elite status with a breathtaking 200-meter world record. FloJo's time of 21.34 seconds puts her a full 0.28 seconds faster than the next fastest time ran by Marion Jones back in 1998. And before we unveil the greatest world record in the history of track and field, here's a few honorable mentions.